Welcome back for another episode of The Beat. Today, we're very lucky to be joined by Belters Only boys.
What's going on?
Those things.
First of all, congratulations. Obviously, been a huge, particularly the last couple of years for you guys. Really smashing it. And obviously, you're back out for Oz. Had a big run, including Harbour Life, among many other sold out shows. So, yeah, how's it been?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's good to be back in Australia. We love Australia. There's tons of Irish over here, so we might as well be at home in the sun, you know.
Home away from home.
That's exactly it. But second time over here. So far we've sold out all our shows. Obviously Harbour Life not included, but it's been amazing, and we're still here. Hopefully it continues now for the rest of the tour.
Do you feel like it's growing each time you come out here?
I feel like the last year.
We sold out a couple of shows last year, but it feels a bit bigger this year.
The tour sold out last year. But
it's insane. You don't say that too often.
Obviously the help of the Irish here is definitely a massive factor. But I have to say, I feel like I've seen a lot more people outside of Ireland at our shows this year. So like a lot of Scottish, a lot of Scousers, and a lot of Aussies as well. So it's
the
definitely.
Irish are obviously dragging them with them.
Word is obviously getting out, you know what I mean? But it's definitely getting bigger and better every time. Like that Perth show that we done that time, like there was people at one point, like I think we got every single tune we made was requested, like, you know what I mean? And I know it sounds funny, but like to get like different songs all the time, not just one record being requested, like it was nice to see, you know.
Yeah, what's been the highlight so far?
It's hard to choose that, isn't it?
The Harbour Life was a good highlight though, wasn't it? That gig with the scenery in the background and stuff, you know what I mean? That was
best gig in Sydney, 100%. Like to play it would be, literally, like you couldn't ask for much better. I was like,
we were blessed with the weather as well. Obviously, people in the crowd were struggling because it was proper sunny that day. But
put their hands up for a minute and then they're like
sweating. They tried their best. Yeah. But the scenes at Harbour Life. I wish we weren't on 2 hours sleep that day, but. No, we really enjoyed it. I was sick.
You feel the energy of the crowd though, keep you going.
Yeah. I was sick. Like that view from where we were standing, like the way it looks down. Like you said earlier on, it was 5,000 people. It looks like a lot more than that.
5.5.
We always say as well when we come over here that like if there's any Irish people in the crowd, it gets everyone else going.
Yeah,
you know, kind of way.
Yeah,
so.
Irish rave is just fucking top energy.
Yeah.
So you boys out here for what, about a month in total, was it?
Yes, 5 weeks in total. Yeah.
What have you been getting up to in your off time?
To be honest with you, we have a lot of friends in different places. So obviously, the boys and Biss have a lot of friends over in Perth. So we spend some time with them.
Doing a couple of workouts as well. I bought one of them other press up boards. I stuck in the suitcase because obviously it was going to be hard to find gyms.
Up a fair bit of luggage.
Yeah, no, it's alright. It's just kind of
actually handy. It's a foldable little small thing.
Yeah, but we've been doing workouts nearly every day, haven't we?
Yeah,
press ups.
About
100 press ups every other day.
Get a gun show.
That's it.
Slowly but surely.
We were just saying before, because the boys went to Europe earlier this year, and we're doing runs like 2 or 3 times a week, and they were saying they were going to run over there. But how many did you get over there? One run?
Nah. 3 or 4.
We've only done a couple as well, haven't we? We said we're going to do a lot, but maybe did that next week or something.
Yeah.
If you're touring, like fair play to be able to stay on top of it.
Yeah,
well, it's a bit more common these days, though.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I feel like fitness is actually a lot more. It's a lot more of a trend now than in the industry than like being fit and being sober is actually a lot more of a normal thing now.
Well, DJs are expected to be partying all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, not anymore. I don't think so.
It's changing.
It's slowly changing.
A
Like,
lot more fitness and wellness.
Yeah, definitely. Like you look at what Patrick Toppin is doing there. Yeah. Patrick's doing the sober raves. Yeah. He's selling them out as well.
Yeah.
And then there's just a lot of DJs going sober as well. Me not yet, but but no, it's a good thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's a good thing. Like we like to keep on top of it. Also, when you train, you feel better creatively as well. You know.
100%.
So
how do you boys go with the touring, like in terms of fatigue and mentally? How do you manage?
I think it goes back to that. Like I think.
Well, the gap is full with supplements anyway. That's a start anyway.
Is that just an Airbnb?
It's an Airbnb. Yeah. We're all living together.
So actual supplements?
Yeah. No, basically, we've been getting proper healthy the last while. Oh yeah, anyway, personally, he's kind of.
Yeah, we've all.
But I've done like a methylation test. Have you heard one of them?
No, what is that?
It's basically like they test your genes for what you're deficient in.
Right.
And then someone will sit down with you, go through exactly what you're deficient in, and then supplements for them. So obviously you're not spending all that money on vitamins that you probably don't need, you know that way?
Yeah, exactly.
You're getting the right ones for your genes, so.
Is that just like they take your blood and read it that way? Is that
Pretty much, yeah, we done a swab.
Yeah,
Done
right.
a swab, yeah.
I might have to try that out,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I'm getting healthy, yeah.
Why not? So taking it way back, you boys both born and raised in Dublin?
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that like growing up in Dublin?
A lot different to Australia anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think both me and Bizza came from different sides of the city, but I think there was a lot of similarities. Dublin's a small city, you know, and I think like anybody from Dublin around the time me and Bizza came up will tell you that like there was nobody doing what we were doing. So me personally, from my experience, when I started off doing what I was doing, I felt alienated a lot because like I was the only one doing it. You know what I mean? There was nobody around me saying it wasn't like in London where if you wanted to become a music producer or be involved in the music industry, like there was a lot of services there. Like if you didn't even if you didn't go through like college for music in Ireland, like you wouldn't be classed as any sort of anybody unless you proved it. Like it was unheard of basically. And I feel like myself and Bis were like what we did coming up, because it was the first time we were the first product of, you know, just kids from normal areas making music and doing well, and that was tough. It was tough for us at the beginning. Like everybody laughed at the start, you know what I mean? It was as far as that, like, and like everybody, like down to even teachers in my school were laughing at me when I said I wanted to be a DJ and music producer. Exactly. It's funny because they asked me to come back into the school and talk and stuff like that. So yeah, which I'm not doing. But like like as I said at the start, you know, we came from areas where stuff that we've achieved now is unrealistic. Well, was unrealistic. As I said, it's a small town, but at the same time, as much as that was the case, we can't blame them. Like it's just the mentality that people weren't reared around. It's not what we're not like. It doesn't happen often where we're from, you know. So,
yeah, for me personally, it was either get into something or get locked up or get in trouble, you know, that kind of way. So I just kind of put me full focus into the music, and here we are now.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to say like that's the way it was going to be. It was either one way or another.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were lucky enough to find our calling, and then at the right time found ourselves then and worked together, you know.
So was it always music growing up? Like, was there musical background, or was this just something you found your way to?
Do you want to go ahead?
For me personally, I didn't really have much music in my family. Growing up, obviously, my ma loved 90s R&B. She used to clean the house to the 90s R&B, like Cher and stuff would be on, and that's where I'd kind of get me music from. But yeah, not much music background. Never went to school for music. I don't think I've ever told the story, but I had when I was about 4 years of age, this like music school came into our school that we are in, and they picked two of us because we had to do this like singing like in scales, and I was one of the ones that got picked. I don't know how. I went home and I was like, can we go to the school, man? My man was like, no, because like $4,000 a year and like we had no money and all that kind of way. So it was like I got a scholarship obviously, but that was only for 1 year. Then you'd have to pay then after. But I hadn't obviously got the money down back then, you know that way.
Yeah.
So
you boys met during COVID? Was it during COVID?
So we decided to come together during COVID, but we knew each other. We knew each other a couple of years before that. We were in a nightclub called Sin in Dublin, Sin nightclub in Dublin. And that was really the environment that we were kind of reared on. Like it was one of the only clubs at the time that like was really about like proper house music. You know what I mean? There was a lot of DJs in there at the time that kind of set up a sound and set up a vibe in there that we loved, you know. And that's where we started. We were brought in there as part of a brand called Warriors. There was like 8 DJs involved, and me and Bis were one of the 2 that got picked. And then
can't bring him anywhere.
but then yeah, so we that's how we started. We didn't really everyone good, yeah? We didn't really wasn't that we didn't talk to each other, but we didn't really kind of cross paths really, did we? Like we knew of each other. We were in the same club, same environment, but just in different groups of people and stuff like that. And then, as I said at the beginning, like me and Biss were like the only two people that were making music, like producing music and putting music on SoundCloud in Ireland. So like we were like the only Irish house producers that were putting stuff up. And obviously we developed a reputation both as solo artists to the point where COVID came. So we were both doing things for 10 years. This was 10 years later. We know each other about like 7 or 8 years. Like, and this was built in a studio then in during COVID and reached out and says, I think it's time we work. And from there on, the rest is history, yeah.
Interesting that you say that there wasn't much of it happening as well, because I feel like Ireland in general is having quite a moment at the moment with the music, like whether it's hard, like the harder techno, like BLK and the Teletech crew, or you guys, like I feel like it, or Kedamai even, I feel like it's quite popular there now. How do you think it's changed since you were in the scene back then and you felt a bit isolated?
It's definitely changed. It's a bit more open in terms of like genres now, isn't it? Like it was only kind of like techno and house back.
Yeah.
Like everyone's kind of opening up to all kind of genres nowadays in Dublin, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Like Ireland is shining. Like we were at the same time. We felt like that. The likes of Ketamel up in Galway, he was doing his thing, and I know Zach BLK was doing his thing. Like it wasn't like we were able to walk into rooms and meet these people starting off, whatever. Like we were all starting from our bedrooms. I mean, there was no like no resources, no support for people that were like just doing things from scratch by themselves. There's no community there really. As Biss said, it was only like techno, and then it was only house, and it was one or the other kind of, if that makes sense. But now I think with the likes of social media being in play, the likes of TikTok, Instagram, all these social media accounts, like the Irish, even though there's a lack of clubs in Ireland, I don't know if you know this, but a couple of years ago there was like 800 clubs. In Ireland there's only 80 now in the whole country. Like,
Is that post-COVID or like what's
this has just been over the past 10 years. Like just that they're getting swapped out for hotels. Like it's a disaster at the minute.
Like I know Australia, I don't know the exact stat, but over the past couple of years, it's been hundreds of clubs have dropped off. But the fact that there's only 80 left,
80 clubs,
yeah, there's no real outlets
Nah.
for artists.
But it's funny because, as you said, sorry, don't mean to cut you off, but as you said, now is the most time that like the Irish are flourishing. Like people know names all over the world now, like the Ketums, the BLKs, the Cameron Watsons, like the Evan McGee's. These are kids that are literally like 18, 19 years of age, like these boys, and they're getting world numbers now. Do you know what I mean? And at the same time, they have nowhere to play the music. It's madness, you know. But the beauty of it is that we aren't stopping them. We're growing. So time will tell, and we'll see what happens, you know.
So for the Irish scene to sort of keep growing, do you think more venues is probably the biggest thing they need?
Well, they're trying to go for the late license at the moment because all of our clubs close at like 2:30. Like we're probably one of the earliest in Europe to close.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Close the club. So,
Yes.
I mean, once maybe we can try past that, I suppose it's a stepping stone. The next is obviously trying to get more clubs in the city.
How's the actual culture in terms of like if you had a license till 5, 6 a.m, would people stay out, or how do people like to party in Ireland per se?
People are going to stay out regardless in Ireland. Like our argument is that like first of all, we wouldn't be where we are now without clubs and without environments. So that's our first argument on that subject. But the second thing about opening up at 5, 6 in the morning, the people in Ireland and the people that are in power in Ireland at the minute, and the people that vote them in, like they have no idea about nightlife. They've never experienced nightlife like we did. They don't understand that it's more than just drinking in a pub, because that's the way it's portrayed to these people. That like it's just going out and drinking more and more until 5 or 6 in the morning. But like one of the things that's being brought in is that they're trying to push for is that yes, clubs might close at 6 in the morning, but the license finishes at like 3 in the morning. So it finishes at this, like the drink license finishes at 3 in the morning. So not everyone's drinking till mad hours. You know, like I think we're the only country in Europe that hasn't like that doesn't tap into the nightlife the way everywhere else does. Like you look at Amsterdam at the minute, like they really take pride in their nightlife, and like look at the amount of artists that are coming out of there. Like it's baffling to me, to be honest with you, why we don't push for it. Because if you want to talk about like revenue, the amount of revenue that you would build from like clubs staying open till longer, and you'll be able to bring more acts over. Like you want to talk about safety, it would be much safer staying open till 6 in the morning rather than throwing people out into the streets at 2 in the morning.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like and as we said at the start, people will stay out. People are going to party anyway. So it's a step in the right direction. It's just
Frustrating.
we just had a general election there the other day, so it's back to square one again, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll keep pushing for it on our end anyway. Won't we?
Yeah, keep the pioneer in the way.
That's it.
try our best.
So where did you boys sort of start to take off? What was the moment or around the time that you boys really started to kick things off?
Probably after Make Me Feel Good. That kind of kicked the tune, the start of us off, didn't it?
Mm.
We released that in November, and it kind of took off around January, like New Year's, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it went number 1 on the 10th of February, something like that.
Before that,
Could be wrong, though.
Were you still working full time or doing what you were doing before that?
No, we weren't. Well, you kind of jumped in. Well, I was working through COVID, wasn't we? I wasn't actually. I left right before COVID happened. I left actually.
Yeah.
I left my job right before COVID happened. Shit, God. But I wasn't going back. You know what I mean? So I put all my focus into Belters only, I suppose.
Yeah. Before COVID happened, we were obviously solo artists. So Busy used to work in a bar as a bar manager years ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then
cafe.
In a cafe, and then got into the DJing. But I was making music before I DJed, so I was just all I did was music until COVID happened. And then obviously when COVID happened, I had to work. Yeah. So that's my first proper job I had, was working. I worked in a suit shop selling suits during COVID, like. So that was a slap in the face. That was a slap of reality, you know. But no, so we were about Busy. We were about like business science. I'll let you explain your side of the story, but.
So we basically had me solo deal with Polydor. That's the label that we're with now. So I signed with them. I think it was Jordan COVID actually. It was Jordan COVID. I think I signed that tune every single time, and then obviously me and Rob got together after I got in advance. So I built the studio, asked them to come around, and we kind of just made magic. So that's, I suppose, when that kind of just formed into Belters Only, I suppose. Yeah.
Our first release was Make Me Feel Good, so. A mad start.
Over 100 mil on Spotify.
Yeah, it's crazy.
15 mil I was looking before.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's mental. It's funny. It's funny. So that was our debut release, Make Me Feel Good, and that obviously blew up. And then we obviously worked on Jazzy's Giving Me as well.
Yeah.
And we wrote and produced that, and that went number 1. And that was Jazzy's debut release.
Nice
then,
touch.
yeah. So then the funny thing is, like, we're hoping and praying. Obviously, this hasn't happened yet, but we obviously released a new single, which was our debut release on our debut label with Dizzee.
Yeah,
so we're hoping and praying that goes number 1.
Got a magic touch.
Yeah, that's it.
So
lucky.
obviously you've been at it for, I think I read, over 10 years each, but then the track you released with Jazzy, that was almost like, do you feel like you were like an overnight success after that, with it blowing up the way it did?
I'm sure people probably said that.
Yeah, no, it looks like that from the outside. It always looks like that from the outside, doesn't it? Though.
Of course.
But like, as you said, we're at this over 10 years each. You know what I mean? Before we got into Belters Only, so yeah, there's been a lot of work, a lot of hours, a lot of sacrifices, dedication.
It takes 10 years to be an overnight success.
That's such a good,
According to people. You know,
yeah,
so.
that's such a good quote.
But yeah.
So once that track came out, where did you really feel like it started picking up? Like, was the bookings coming in straight away?
From Make Me Feel Good.
Just after Making Me Feel Good.
Yeah, no, you would have been, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, things proper kicked off because we signed a Polydor then.
Yeah.
But we were just locked in, weren't we? Like we had a team around us that focused on that, and you know we were waiting for an opportunity like this, both as solo artists for 10 years. So like we were ready for this, you know. And one thing that a lot of other artists tend to struggle with is the follow up or whatever. But we both told ourselves, look, we're not trying to make a follow up. We just want to release music we love that we think the world will love to hear. And that was our motto at the start. You know what I mean? And it's still the case now. We're never trying to like make hits. We're just trying to make music that we think our own people would love. You know.
Also, that we love as well. That we always put ourselves on the dance floor, and when we're making these music like this, these songs, and see how we feel on the dance floor. You know, that kind of way. And that's what we make that for that feeling.
Yeah. How did you first come to meet Jazzy?
Jazzy's originally from where Biss is from, and Evo, who was managing us, he started Belters Only with Bizza. They're all from the same place, and Evo was Jazzy was actually in Sin as well, where we started, and it was just, as we said, it was a small city, and Evo knew that Jazzy was a great singer, and we were working on the song, and reached out to Jazz to jump on the tune, and once again the rest is history.
Like when you made it, did you feel that we could be onto something here, or was it just like any other tune you made sort of thing, and like, we'll put it out and see how it goes?
We definitely knew it was a hit. Well, like we felt good about it, you know, that kind of way. And that's all, as we said, that's all that matters. We kind of got a good feeling from it.
We were sure of it, definitely. Like I think, like I remember how excited you were that we had Jazzy on this tune for the first time, and that, like, not that I wasn't excited, but Bizza felt like Bizza was like, she's special. Like, this was way before anything kicked off. He was like, yo, and Jazzy didn't even know, and I don't think Jazzy still even knows how she's that humble. Like, but I remember when we first found her, like, and got her on the tune, like, we were we knew she was gonna be a star, you know.
So more collabs lined up with her?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
We have an EP coming out in early 2025.
Yeah, with
Oh,
Jazzy.
With Jazzy, so
Jazzy.
yeah.
How many tunes are on it?
Three at the minute, but yeah. Three at the minute.
So you just touched on the new release with Dizzee Rascal. Obviously, he's an icon, UK legend. How was that working with him? Like, had that process come about?
It was mad. It was mad.
We sort of glossed over it before. Like, now
Yeah.
coming back to it, it's Dizzee Rascal. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
a huge deal. Like,
It's crazy. Like, it's
Started from McGregor bringing us over to DJ for the
the way
Bare
it's,
knuckle,
the
bare knuckle.
bare knuckle
Oh,
way.
no way.
Yeah. So it was just such a mad, like,
that's crazy.
we got the video, we got the tune finished, the video done, like, met him for the first time, got into the studio. It all happened in like less than a month. So, like, we went to Marbella for the weigh-ins, and obviously Dizzee was there, Corlac Black was there, Exhibit was there. It was just a mad setting all together, as you would imagine. Like,
Pinch yourself.
yeah. And I was we were doing the weigh-ins, we were DJing at the weigh-ins, so obviously all the crew was around, and I seen Dizzee coming in, and I just hadn't seen an opportunity, and I just went up to him and just said, look, I says, if you want to make, I says, I'm Robbie from Beltazoni, I says, if you want to make house music, I says, give me a shout. Me not expecting that of it, you know. I've done it multiple times, and people have laughed at me and looked at me, and like nothing has come of it. You know what I mean? And the next day, then, just by chance, we were sitting there watching the fights in the bull ring, and by chance I was sitting beside Dizzy's manager, and we were just chatting. Didn't know anything of it. Like, he didn't know I approached him or whatever. Eventually found out that I was one half of Beltazoni, and he goes, oh, he says, Dizzee was listening to you on the way up in the car. Lovely. I mean, like, this didn't expect that of it, like. And so then after, obviously I knew that he heard the tunes. I went up to him again after. I was like, he goes, oh, I know who you are now. He says, we're actually playing a show in Dublin next Tuesday. He says, if you're up for it. And by chance I had the studio booked, because our headline show was that Friday in Dublin, so we had the studio booked for that week. And so it was good to go, basically. And we were in the studio on the Monday night sitting around saying, is he gonna come? And then it came past the time he said he was going to be there, and I was like, right, it's not going to happen. Like, it's not going to happen. And then I got a phone call over a random number saying, yo, I'm outside. I was like, I think this is Dizzee on the phone, bro. Next thing, he pulled up, and we showed him all the tunes, had a chat for ages. Like, didn't expect to, like, this stage, we didn't expect him to work on music whatsoever.
We were just there for a chat.
I just wanted him to basically get in the room with us and just listen to our music and just basically introduce ourselves, like, and just show him that we're a fan. You know what I mean? And he ended up hearing Awstopbro, the new single that we put out, and he just ended up sitting there whipping his phone out and start writing, and we were like, me and Biz were like, what do we do here? Do we stay in the room? Do we leave? What's going on? Like, so we left him there for about literally, I'd say, 20 minutes, and he wrote his full verse and wrote it down like that. And a week later, it was scheduled to go out, and then a week after that, the video was out. Yeah.
There was a point he was in the studio, and he was like, well, I put ad-libs on this, and I'm thinking, like, where is he going to fit ad-libs in on this thing? And he just done it. I was just like, mind blown. I was mind blown.
Yeah, no, it was a very crazy experience.
Serious talent there.
Yeah.
What's he like as a person? Nice guy?
He's a legend.
He's one of the real ones. He's one of the real ones. Like I said, we had a conversation for 2 hours before we sat down, didn't we?
He's very chill as well, isn't he? Like, you think he's like, with all the music he puts out, you think he's just like mad, but he's actually just like calm. Calm, yeah.
It's a nice little coup, that one.
Therefore, he gave us good advice.
Yeah. Anything you can share?
It's just about the industry.
Just
about
about the industry. Just about just he had the experience and he gave it to us. So hats off to him.
Fair play. So we were saying before about, you were saying how people sort of used to laugh at you and things with being in Dublin and no one's really in the scene. And then you guys went on to do a show for 13,000 people in Dublin. Is that right?
14,000.
14,000.
Nah, money mess.
How does that make you feel as artists? I suppose to come from a place where you feel isolated and lonely to then you're looking out on this stage and you've got 14,000 of your people from your own city getting behind you for your project.
Now listen, at the start, obviously when Robbie was saying about like people laughing at us and stuff, they just where we're from, like you don't do stuff like this. You know that way. It's kind of like it's unheard of. So people are kind of just like they don't know what to think of it, and they just think it's like a joke or whatever until you kind of break through this like level, and then people are like getting behind you. And the others do get behind you when you just get past this level. You know that kind of way. So, and then obviously the second thing, obviously playing in Tree Arena. Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, that was a dream come true. That's probably the biggest show we've ever done, ever will do.
Huge.
And that was always the dream. Like any kid that has any sort of dream about being a performer or anything like that, like would look at the train and be like, that's where we want to be. And we were like that. We were them kids, you know what I mean? And the fact that we actually got the chance to do it was unbelievable. It's like we watched that setback all the time and be like, how did we even do that?
I went to see Avicii actually in Tree. You know, you weren't old enough probably actually.
No, I was only a young pup.
No, but that was serious. That was Nicky Romero and everything was there. So it was just one of them awe moments that I wanted to be on that stage one day as well.
Yeah.
Manifest.
Yeah, it was.
That's it.
How did it come about to pick a venue that big and think, fuck it, let's do it? Because that 14,000 tickets is just insane. I don't think I've heard of an artist who can pretty much sell that on their own.
That's the biggest venue in Ireland. So it's the biggest we could have done other than a stadium. Like, and I think
the stuff we've done over the last 2 years, like there's no one in Ireland that has done that kind of stuff. So it's mind blowing for people. So I mean, it's one of them things where they just wanted to show up and show support.
Yeah, it was a movement. Like it was what we did was a movement because like when Biz says that like the things that we've done that no one's ever done, like we've broken records that have never been done before. Like we're the first Irish dance act in history to go platinum in England. For us to even be charted in England as an Irish artist is something that has never been. Like that would have been enough for us. You know what I mean? Like when we went number one, it made me feel good. It was the first time in 22 years that happened as a dance act. Do you know what I mean? Like nobody was doing it, and I think the fact that me and Biss had our own reputations as solo acts before that, and as I said, the mentality beforehand was like people didn't know how to deal with people being successful at home, and there was a lot of bickering going on at home.
So
and
the fact that you're from the north side, I'm from the south side, there was a lot of like conflict back in the old days of it, the north and south.
Yeah.
Obviously, us coming together kind of changes.
Yeah, it was a message.
The music brings people together, though. You know that kind of way, which is unbelievable. Yeah.
But we knew that at the beginning when we came together. We knew this was going to be, people were going to be mind blown. Just the fact of the move of us becoming one, because that's something that people in Ireland never, like as artists, like DJs around the area, it was like you were part of a clique or you weren't. There was nobody saying, why don't we combine together and create this? Like that never, no one ever even like could comprehend making a decision like that back then, because you know they didn't have the experience, or you know, I don't know, it didn't happen, you know. So then when we did do that, it opened the window of opportunity and opened the can of worms for opportunity in terms of Ireland, because there's so many people now becoming duos, and not even just becoming duos, just getting in the room together now and working together, you know, and rather than talking about each other. Do you know what I mean? Trying to create and trying to make moves, you know.
Do you see a lot more kids making music now?
Oh yeah.
People in general?
Yeah. This is my girlfriend's sister's baby is 3 years of age and he wants a set of decks. Do you know what I mean? Because he watches our vlogs all the time and he just be mad confused as to how like he's video calling me on the phone, but he's watching me on the screen. Like he's loves all the tunes, loves everything. So yeah, the kids are loving it.
I'll give you a funny one as well. My ma texted me the other day. I have a kid at home, yeah, and he's doing a Christmas play. Him and his mate is dressing up as us too. His Christmas play,
And there's a girl dressed up as Jazzy.
So that's the sort. But that's the sort of movements we're making. You know what I mean? Like,
how does that feel to know you're making that impact on people?
It's
unbelievable. That's what we that's what we do. You know, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's
for the younger generations.
Sometimes thinking like you're literal superstars.
Well, we kind of don't look at each other like that. To be honest with you, we're kind of just focused on just the next thing, and we don't really kind of. Sometimes we sit back and go, fucking hell. Yeah. Mad, like, but you kind of just keep trying to go forward, you know.
See, as we said, back to the mentality at home. As much as there's that, and it's a small thing, like it's good. They're good people at home. We like Ireland are good people. Like you know, I'm sure you know yourself. Like with your dad, like if you'll be humbled quick. It's not a place where if you do become big, you can just walk around like you're all this. It's like you'll be humbled, and that's a positive in that as well, you know. Like we keep our feet on the ground because that's the way we were raised, you know.
Yeah, Australia is known for its called tall poppy syndrome here. It's where if people are successful, other people try and bring you back down. I feel like a lot of what you were saying just then before you break through that level felt like it's quite similar.
Yeah, it must be universal then.
Yeah, must be.
So that headline show, that was 14,000 people. Sold out pretty quick, didn't it?
It's all down 30 minutes, yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
think you could do it that quick?
Not that quick, no.
No.
Definitely not that quick. But I think we had an idea of the.
No, we knew it would sell it.
No, we did know it would sell out. Yeah.
But I didn't think
Not
I was
that
gonna
quick.
wake up and get told like it was a half an hour.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you were
crazy.
asleep when the tickets went online.
I was asleep, yeah.
Oh,
So
wake
we-
up and see that
We
was
so we
great.
do events ourselves down at Coogee, and I'm refreshing the tickets every fucking 2 minutes, or maybe even less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's like watching a kettle boil, isn't it?
Oh, mate, but saying that many tickets come in would have been fucking insane. What, you woke up and it was sold out would have been an insane feeling.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Any plans to do something like that sometime soon? Can't reveal
When is this podcast going out?
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We'll probably be announced by then.
Yeah, we'll be, won't it?
Oh, go on.
Probably
then.
be.
Yeah, we're doing it again this year.
But we're only doing half capacity. You won't do because obviously there was a balcony. They won't do the balcony for like safety reasons or something from the last couple of gigs that they had in there. So
The dance shows, it's been a bit messy. Like
yeah,
that.
so they're just doing like the half capacity.
Yeah, so we're doing Tree Arena again, February 22nd.
Congratulations.
And,
Sick, well done.
yeah, it's gonna be mad.
So tickets will go in 10 minutes for this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
Hopefully.
it's half capacity, so it's 6-8 or something like that. So
Now, since we done the last one though, there's been some demand, hasn't there?
yeah,
So, like
so people
some
are just
demand.
calling out for the Tree Arena again. So
Yeah.
Wow.
people are gonna get it.
What's the lead up like to that show? What was the lead up like? The weeks out, week of, day of.
It's excitement. Like we are getting the stage and all, and the production ready as well for like a couple of weeks beforehand as well. So we are kind of just busy with that. And then obviously on the day, I wasn't nervous at all.
This
I
fella
wasn't.
was calm as.
I was like,
calm as-
no, but it was all, everything just led to that moment where you're like, I'm ready for this now. You know what I mean? I'm ready to just step on that stage now and just do it. Like,
I was the same, but I was like a headless chicken running around. Like, I'm not usually like that. I'm not usually nervous when it comes to shows because, like, I think when it comes to actual DJing, it's smooth sailing. Like,
Yeah.
like when it's probably the calmest, most comfortable set we've done ever. I'd say together. Like it just happened. You know what I mean? And
I had a smile on my face for the
Yeah,
whole
it
2
just-
hours
it
or
just-
something. I was like, just stand there like that.
but it just happened. Like, and I think for that specific show, cause it was the biggest show we've ever done, I spent a lot of time at home. I tried to be like obviously we had to set things up and get things ready. Excuse me. But I spent as much time at home as possible just to kind of ground myself, and because we were going to be going from this level, we were going to walk out on stage for the first time to 14,000 people. Like it's not something everybody gets to do, you know. So I think we spend a lot of time together as a team as well. There's like 5 or 6 of us involved, and I feel like when it comes to them big shows, we're constantly just like regrouping and making sure everything's in order. And I think there was more stress behind for that show. There was more stress behind just getting the production side of it right, because we were very hands on with the production side.
It literally went down to the last week
Day.
or something, wasn't it? Or a day or something, was it?
Something,
I
the
don't
last
know what
day,
it was, yeah.
last day or something, yeah.
Waiting for something
But,
to come in or something.
Yeah, just like minor changes or
Yeah.
a couple of different changes, yeah.
We brought in an LED screen. It's like the biggest LED screen Ireland ever seen. Or something like that. I think we came in from Germany or something like that. Yeah, but
What was the biggest capacity you played to? Even though any jump from whatever capacity before was going to be massive, coming to 14,000 people. What was the biggest show you'd played before that?
It was longitude, I'd say, wasn't the main stage? That's about, what, 40,000 people or something, is it?
40,000
Yeah.
well, the
Yeah.
festival's
14.
Yeah.
14
14
PCK.
light work.
Well, it was
Yeah.
it's different, like, it's just a different kind of vibe where we knew, like, obviously this was our headline show. Longitude is like a festival, so you're just kind of on it.
To see you.
We know everyone's there
Exactly.
in the Tree Arena. It was just a different kind of atmosphere, you know, that way.
Yeah, it's when you know people are there for you, it's much more meaningful. Yeah,
Bring out Jazzy for that one as well.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We brought out Maverick Sabre as well.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was sick. What was the reception like for that? Like, did people know they were going to be
I
involved?
think
or?
I reckon people were expecting Jazzy because like at that
Yeah,
time,
expecting
at
Jazzy
that
to
time it was the three of us. We were actually like one collective, like, and all the tunes we had coming out at the time was all with Jazzy. But you know, the only way I can explain that show was just pure magic. Like it was one of them shows where like we wish that we were in the crowd to experience this because like we were on the ground, we're in the clubs, we're on the streets, like we knew that Dublin needed this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for us to be on the stage, being the people doing it, like, it was just magic, just pure magic. Like, and the fact that we're going to be able to do it again now is just going to be, it's scary. It's scary, yeah.
Been much changes from the last show.
Aye, we'll try to switch it up a bit, yeah. Try to switch it up. We always try to do something different, you know.
Surprises.
Aye, there's always surprises. Yeah. Always
I
surprises.
look forward to seeing them.
What are your favorite? Like, what are some of your favorite places to play? If you guys have an Ibiza residency as well.
Yeah, well, no, Ibiza, I think for Ibiza, I'll say it outright, Amnesia is my favourite club to play in. Favourite club I think we've ever played in. We had the opportunity to play there this summer with Sonny, for Sonny's residency. Shout out to Sonny as well. But yeah, we I think for Ibiza, Amnesia, and then
Love to play in High, wouldn't we, as well?
yeah, we'd love to play in High as well. I think favourite festival I played this year was probably Hideout, Croatia.
Yeah, that was
Um,
definitely up there.
That was some buzz.
That was serious, that was.
That's full of so many Irish. The
Oh,
Irish
obviously.
and English, yeah, especially the Irish. So many of them.
Yeah.
We I think it was BLK set when he was starting. The buzz for his set
yeah,
was fucking probably the biggest of the whole.
Yeah, he's
festival.
flying. He's flying.
Yeah, it was fucking insane.
He smashed it over here. He's what? Did he do? It wasn't Horden. It was Homebush. Did he do?
Nah, he played the what's the festival of hardware,
Nah.
and he did Teletech as well. Yeah, he's
He's huge. He deserves it as well. Zach. He's crafting for a long time. He used to do kind of more melodic stuff back in the day. Like, he used to send me loads of stuff back in the day. We used to
Really?
send music back and forth to each other. Yeah.
proper hard.
Yeah, he's flying now. He's flying. He does have another alias though.
Does he?
Yeah, he's only starting to kind of bring it out now, and it's more kind of like, it's still the same type of tempo, but it's a bit more like melodic, like kind of the original stuff. Yeah. It's more like melody driven rather than like heavy techno stuff, you know. I can't remember the name of it though. I think it was, I can't remember, but he's showing it now on his pages, so should have a look.
What's it like playing in Ibiza? It's obviously it's like the go-to place for pretty much every raver, and I'm sure DJ as well.
We have a love-hate relationship with Ibiza, don't we?
They get the best of you.
Once you get over there, it's hard to get out of it, isn't it?
It's just there's definitely something in the water over in Ibiza. Like, there's definitely some sort of feeling. Energy, yeah, definitely.
It's that Esvedra, it is.
Yeah.
Big rock.
The big rock. There's supposedly like, there's like, I don't know if you know this, but I could explain this arseways, but there's like meant to be like what are they called?
Tectonic plates.
Yeah. So they're meant to be connecting underneath the rock, and like it
Yeah,
creates some
magnetic
sort of,
field or
some
something.
sort of
Yeah.
like
right.
energy for the island.
It
You
makes sense.
some fella on shrooms probably set it up. They won't believe it.
We went to Ibiza the first time in 2019, and when you get there, it's like that energy you felt. And then so we went back this year, and before we went, I said to him, I hope we feel that same buzz again. And you do. Like, it's
Yeah.
honestly
Best place on earth.
Yeah, it's magic. It's magic.
Yeah, it's mad.
Was it Ibiza Rocks? You guys had a residency.
Yeah, we
I
don't.
loved you.
Yes, we done it with Love Juice this year. Yeah.
Full party every.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
It was
Yeah.
every Saturday, was it? Or something?
Every Saturday,
Every
yeah.
second Saturday or so.
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it? Full party every Saturday.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. No, that was good fun. We've done Ibiza Rocks now for the past 2 years. Met a lot of nice people in there as well. Like, that's the thing with Ibiza. You could walk down the road and you could see anybody. Like, it's just a sick old spot. Sick spot. Can't go wrong.
So you've obviously got your own label, We Are Active.
Mhm.
How did that all come about?
Well, I mean, it's something that we always wanted to do, wasn't it? Is create our own label for all the up and coming artists that we see breaking the scene nowadays. Yeah, it's something that we want to just take forward and make it explode in Ireland. Be the label that every young artist in Ireland goes to, you know, that way. So
Yeah, as we said, it's creating that platform in Ireland rather than having to go elsewhere. Like, you know, the London scene, the UK scene is obviously right beside us, and obviously we sometimes a lot can get regarded as Irish dance music can be regarded as UK house, but we're trying to create a thing where Irish dance music gets its own spotlight, and rightfully so. As we said, there's so many artists coming out there, and sorry, excuse me, like, we didn't have a label to go to. Like, we obviously had to look elsewhere. Like shout out to Polydor. Polydor have been great with us, and we're still with them at the minute, and they've been amazing. But the idea of having to go to another country to be signed for your music to be heard, it's something that we wanted to change. You know, like, give people opportunities that we didn't get. And I think where we are active and the help of Warner ADA, helping us distribute it, like it's a pathway now for people from Ireland to be like, right, I want to be a DJ, or I want to make music, I want to make house music. The first place we want them to look is We Are Active. You know, like when we start off, well, when we wanted to release music, it would be the likes of Defected, Tool Room, these type of labels were the labels that we'd look at and we'd be trying to replicate, trying to make music like that so we could get signed to stuff like that. And yeah, we want to. That's what we want. We Are Active to do. And the beauty of that is as well, at the same time, is that we're very hands on. We're still at home, you know, and we're not touring. We're in Ireland, or we're not far, to get me. And a lot of the artists that we're signing, if not all the artists that we're signing, we actually know them personally as well. We try to keep a good relationship with them as well, you know, and give them our 2 cents on what we've learned over the past few years. And it's a very family orientated label, you know.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it's
so
important.
you guys doing the A&Ring for it as well?
Yeah. We're trying to do everything. Haven't we?
Yeah, we have a fella there from Jersey. Is it New Jersey or Jersey?
Jersey. Yeah.
Jersey, yeah. So he's basically, I don't know whether you've heard him, Vibe Dealers. You ever heard?
No, can't say that.
No.
Anyway, he's from Jersey, but like he's so locked in with the Irish market. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's just a
He's
mad
a big
character,
ball of
isn't
energy,
he?
isn't he?
He is a big ball of energy, and yeah, he's smashing it at the moment. To be honest with you, like, but we have him hands on with like obviously A&R, and then obviously we will have our 2 cents on the tunes that get sent over as well, don't we? So,
And is there a particular sound, or you just anything that's good and you just feel like it suits the label or suits your vibe?
we're open to most stuff. You know what I mean? Like, once it's good music.
I think it's more so, like, as I said, we're not signing artists just for the music that they're making. Like, we wanna see what they're like as an individual as well, what their mentality is like. Like, we're not gonna sign an artist if they're gonna, you know, we're not gonna mold them into someone that's somewhat an arsehole in the future. Do you get me? Like, we wanna bring them in. We wanna show them this is like, not tell them what to do, but like just give them show them how we work, show them how we do things.
Yeah, there's multiple times where we just bring them in the studio and basically, obviously, they're up and coming, so they're only getting into it. And
Shaking getting in the studio, do you?
no, listen, they do be a bit nervous, but like they watch what we do, and that's what we're bringing them in for, so they can develop as an
we want
artist.
them to develop as people as well, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's actually a really refreshing
Mentorship.
look. I don't think I've heard any label that's
Yeah.
that hands-on and make it like a
As much as we can, then when we're touring, obviously it's a different story.
Yeah.
But when we're home, like we try to get everyone in and try get them up to scratch with
Like,
stuff, you know.
For example, we're away now at the minute, but like we have lads at home now, the likes of Adam McDermott, which is Evo's cousin who manages us. Like, he's very hands on with everyone at home, and like even the people that we have signed. As I said, Dublin is small. We're kind of focusing on Irish artists at the minute, so it means we can be as hands on as we can and try to develop them for long term and stuff like that. And like they all know each other, so like even though we're not there now, we've built a community now that's still obviously growing, but at a point where they can get on the call together, they can jump on Discord together and start making music together. You know what I mean? And collaborate together, and because now they have a platform where we can consider it and get it out there and get it on DSPs and stuff like that. And yeah, no, it's a very, very exciting time for Ireland. You know,
How many demos are you getting away?
we can't keep up.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up, to be honest with you. But we spend a couple of hours each week to kind of go through some of them, don't we? So,
Any names to watch out for, particular?
For like proper house music, like the stuff that stuff that you're actually making, stuff like that. Connor Thompson is one to look out for. He's banging them out.
ETC,
ETC. He's getting support from the likes of Marco Corolla and all now. So,
Josh Dowdall, Evan McGee.
Dowdall, Evan McGee, Sean Lanigan. We have a collaboration with Sean Lanigan actually coming out very soon. On We Are
Label,
Active. Yeah. That's another exclusive.
We're getting
Yeah, that's
it.
it.
Should be 60 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Any more than birds, is that? But is that everyone so far?
There's a couple probably there.
There's a lot of big prospects.
There's a
Obviously,
couple literally just only starting as well, which will be big as well, like the likes of Jordan and Kaylee and that as well.
yeah, Duty, Kylie Glenn.
Like we're bringing in people as well, like DJs that have been in the scene years that have a good taste in music,
Yeah.
and we're trying to force them to produce music
Yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously if they get their head around it, they'll make good music, you know that
Yeah.
way. So that's the kind of stuff we're doing, you know that way.
These are just normal individuals like we are, except they weren't given. Some of them might have to get up and go, or the support around them to be like, you can do this, like you're good at what you do. But because of the environment we've created and the people we surround ourselves with, and they're our friends at the start of it all.
Yeah.
Like
They started
we know what
believing
they're-
themselves.
Yeah, they believe in themselves because we know what they're capable of, and now we actually have resources and services to actually show them, look, you can do it. And if we're around, we throw our 2 cents on it, and they're actually starting to move now. So it's great to see, you know.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
that's
Well done. That sounds
really
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're doing,
very
yeah.
refreshing.
Keep an eye out.
We definitely will. So in the studio, what strengths do you each bring?
I think
What a bit the same though, aren't we? Like, well, like what the same.
we
just
clash
bounced off each
because
other.
we're very similar.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But like, I think the beauty of it is that we find it's happened mad naturally though, hasn't it? Like
Yeah.
we figured out what our strengths and weaknesses are, and without even having to talk about it, it's like we know what.
I think it's because we grew up in the same kind of environment. The clubs, that club scene, obviously, that gave us the taste of what we're looking for. And then obviously when we're together, we kind of know exactly what we want.
Yeah, in terms of this taste of music, like what we are genuinely inspired as artists is the exact same. Like we both love that idea of that 90s vocals, R&B vocals on like that good groovy house tunes, and that's literally what's popping out at the minute. But that's what we love. That's the sound we've tried to work towards for years now. Like try master for years, and I think we kicked ourselves ahead of like 5 or 6 years ahead when we came together, because obviously what he learned in his time, what I learned in my time, became the one, and we just skyrocketed.
Yeah, we even feel like now we're getting into a change in phase as well in production as well. So
Yeah.
I think in the next year you'll see a whole different change of sound.
What, are you able to share what that direction is, or?
To be honest, it's what we really want to make, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay.
Like, you know, over the years as a producer, you know, you experiment, you try this, you try that. You know, it might be exactly what you want to be making in that moment in time, but after time, you know, you develop more skills, you become more experienced as a producer, and then there comes a time when it's like, right, I have all the tools now. I know what I want to make, and I feel like that's where myself and Biz are at. And like, to be honest with you, it's just proper house music, just good house music. Like, you know, it's what we were reared on, and it's what we want to showcase. We want to show people, you know, obviously we've gotten mainstream success, so a lot of people look at us and think, you know, these are pop DJs, these are pop artists, and maybe so because we've gotten to the charts, whatever. But we're house producers at heart, and we'll always be that. And the music we're gonna start releasing now, is gonna show that, you know.
Look forward to seeing. Yeah.
How do you think your sounds change, or taste/sounds changed since you first started producing? Like, was it always like you just mentioned with the R&B kind of vocals back? I'm talking like 10 years ago when you get into it, or is it more underground, or what was the case back then?
It's kind of like the heart of it is still there. Do you get me? It's kind of like it's hard to explain how it changes, but
Maybe like who were the early influences? It might be a better way to pose the question. Like, who are you?
I went through a mad phase of like what music I liked. Like at the beginning, I was listening to, my cousin introduced me to I think it was dubstep, and it was like Rusky and on at the start, and then I was watching all like DEFCON 1s and like all these ears ringing material,
Yeah.
like, and sorry, and I listened to all of it. Like I used to listen to Metallica, Slipknot. Like I went through a mental phase of music, like, and it was when I really got introduced to electronic music was through the dubstep, and then I kind of fell down this rabbit hole of just like the likes of UKF and all these. Then the UKF D&B, started falling in love with drum and bass then, and then what actually happened was I was making graphics for like gamers and stuff like that, because I was a COD player, like Fly on Call of Duty and stuff like that, and always wanted to be on like the laptop or whatever. Didn't work out, and then I seen FL Studio remakes, people remaking like the likes of Avicii Levels and stuff like that, and from there on, then we started making house music, you know. And it was actually one of my mates turned around to me one day and was like to me, because I was so open-minded in music, I didn't know where I was going with it. Like I didn't wake up and be like, I want to be a house producer. One of my mates turned around, he says, what's popping at the minute, he says, is R&B vocals on pianos, and I could make melodies like for years. So I says I give it a go one day, and the first tune we made was Brown Eyes. I got this sample called KKY and Nothing in This World, and I literally just grabbed like I think Philip George, Wish You Were Mine was out at the time.
Oh yeah.
And that organ house, like, so I literally used that as a reference, and from there on, then I was like, oh shit, this is working here. Like, and then eventually fell in love with house music from there. And then obviously Sin came about, and shit just started moving. Then didn't it?
Yeah, I'd say MK was an early influence as well, I suppose, in the shift of our taste, I suppose.
Yeah, MK I think is the core. He'd be the
Stuff
core.
used to make back in the day
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Even his 90s stuff, I think is better. Is much
Yeah.
better now. Like,
Yeah.
you'll hear a lot of his inspiration in our productions. You know.
It was one of my first house music true loves as well. Back in the 17 piece of me, my head is a jungle at that era. I think I would have been about 17, 18, like first getting exposed to it around then.
Yeah. I think now though, I think it's fair to say Chris Dussey is the go at the minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. He's got some.
His set at Harbour.
He's an alien.
Yeah, we were there.
He's an alien.
He is an alien. That he in the most
alien,
most respectful way possible. That man is an alien.
Yeah.
Like we're all just living in Chris Dussey's world at the minute. To be honest,
Yeah.
He's one of the hottest DJs in the world right now.
Yeah,
he's
sure is.
unbelievable. I would say like, no disrespect to everyone else in the lineup and ourselves. I feel like if Stussy was just announced for Harbour Life, that would have been that everyone would have been there for that. Like,
definitely.
I think, did I just say he sold out Dublin, and is it Kerry Chandler playing at it as well?
Oh yeah, that'd be a
sick
sick
lineup.
one. Yeah.
Locklead is playing and Chloe Callier as well.
Yeah, that'll be fucking unreal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kinda-
that'd
it's
be
kinda
Crazy to see his blow up as well, because I remember I think it was 2019 he came out for a tour here, and he was still back in his like real deep house kind of era. And he played, I think, at Good Bar or one of those, like a club like that. And like just looking at from now to then 5 years ago, like Nate, like you said, he could have done the Fleet Steps by himself and sold that out. He could have done Horton Pavilion, which is 5K by himself. Like it's just the pull he has now, deservedly so. It's crazy.
How's that video that was it?
Stussy and Rossi.
Yeah,
Their
Stussy and
first
Rossi
back to
playing.
back a few years ago, and like the room's not that busy. It's a small room, and now like even
like
Rossi as well.
Rossi's doing bits. He has a tune with Jazzy, I think.
Rossi
Yeah,
does,
he worked with Jazzy on one of the tunes. Yeah,
yeah.
not sure if it's out or not, but
He's really sick. His unreleased stuff's mad.
that unreleased era is great at the minute as well. Like so many unreleased music, it's like people want them more because it's not out.
Yeah, hold on to it.
And that thing that's going on with your man Finley, did you ever see that?
yeah.
That's hilarious. That is.
It's
final boss,
Steph Davids, an artist we follow, Finley commented on his thing and was like, "I'm coming for you next." Like a devil emoji.
Cracker.
That's hilarious.
Deadly.
So what's next for you boys? What have you got coming up?
We have a bit of a break now, don't we?
Yeah.
Bit of a
after this
break.
tour now, we have a bit of time to ourselves.
My missus is pregnant, so I'm gonna spend a bit of time.
congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, so I'm gonna spend a bit of time with her over the Christmas.
My missus isn't, so I'm staying here for a while.
He's gonna cope without each other.
Oh, you
I'm
can.
sure we'll be alright.
That's what's good with the technology nowadays, though. You can work together now online. You know that way. There's a new thing we are gonna look at called Muse. Did you ever hear about that platform?
No.
So it's a bit like Discord, but like it's more fucking for the software.
Accessible.
For the software and for the DAW instead of like just like a chat, you know, kind of way. Like I can take control of his laptop and obviously whatever else. You know, so,
You can do it in FL, like. So it's
yeah. So,
that's
Yeah.
a
That's
game
cool.
changer.
Game
that.
changer,
Like,
yeah,
access
so.
someone else
That's
like
huge.
control Ableton.
Huge.
yeah.
Even for like doing lessons, because before, like if you want to do an online lesson, it's hard to sometimes see the value in it if
Yeah.
they can't sort of control things.
In
For
terms
you.
of file sharing as well, you can just drag and drop like
Yeah.
airdrop.
Just drop
So you don't
files
need
in. Yeah.
WeTransfer, you don't need like Dropbox, you don't need anything.
Is that a subscription or is it free for now?
I'm not sure actually. We haven't actually properly looked into it. To be honest, but
Yeah.
Small sessions in.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck, that's unreal.
so.
All right, lads. Thank you so much for joining us. Won't take up too much more of your time.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything that we've spoken about. It's happening for you, lads. It's well deserved, and I'm sure we'll see you back out in Oz very shortly.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much.